Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another video on a vehicle that I haven't shown in a while. This is my 1990 Mazda Miata, and it's a little dusty from sitting out here in the driveway, but I kind of pulled it out of its hibernation again and started to clean it up. It probably looks a little better on camera than it really is in real life. This is one where I started to paint like half the car with a rattle can job, and I have a lot of videos on that. This side is still not done. As you can see, this quarter has been painted before, a long time ago, way before I got it. The clear coat's peeling because these were all single stage and they never had clear coat. So original is the hood and basically this whole side. That door has a dent in it right there. I don't know if you can see it, but the intrusion beam is also dented. So I actually have a used door for this car that I need to disassemble and paint and then put it on the car one of these days. I'm thinking this winter when it's not, you know, extremely hot like it has been here in California. But anyway, for today, I decided that I need to replace the spark plugs and the wires. And I got NGK plugs because that's what's recommended. This is the only brand of wires the store had, OmniSpark. I've never actually heard of it, but I'll give them a try. This car's got a bit of a hesitation, and I don't remember changing the plugs when I first got this. So not sure how old they are, but they're certainly, you know, ready to be replaced because I've owned this car for maybe like 3 years, I think, at this point. So anyway, just it's a little dusty from sitting out here. Even the top's a little dusty. But what is prompting this, because I let this sit so long, I lifted the hood and noticed that, and I'll show you, there was some rodent damage. A mouse or something was gnawing at the wires, so ate a lot of insulation off. I wrapped it in tape, and that's, I mean, that was a very, very temporary fix, but I'll go ahead and show you that. Okay, under the hood you can see it's actually pretty clean. This car's got about 190,000 miles on it. From what I was told, the engine had been replaced once. I don't have any record of it, so of course you can't count on that. But there doesn't seem to be any issue with the short nose crank. Keeping an eye on it, it seems to be pretty tight. But anyway, you can see one of the wires right there. I just wrapped it in electrical tape, and it's just the outer casing is kind of gnawed away. But it doesn't seem to affect the car's performance at all. But the car does have a bit of a hesitation, which I'll start it and see if you can figure that out. So I figured some plugs and wires would be the way to go. Okay, here in the car you can see it has 190,479 miles. Sorry for the sun, it's pretty harsh right now. Anyway, I didn't drive this today, I drove it yesterday, and it does run really well with the exception of the hesitation. So let me go ahead and give it a start. This does have the typical valve clatter once in a while, but the more I drive it, the less it actually happens. So let me go ahead and give it a start. That was actually a really good start. Got good oil pressure. Sorry about that, the sun. Good oil pressure right from the start. So as you can see, there's a hesitation, and the car is cold right now. So anyway, I'll go ahead and get those wires off and gather up my tools and start to get the plugs out. All right, in preparation for installing the new plugs, I checked I looked up the gap. It's 0.044. So this plug out of the box was just slightly smaller than that. So I do have this gauge right here. So I'm going to go ahead and gap them all, and that's what it's supposed to look like. So I'll show you the old versus the new once I get the first one out. And of course, I can't find the right socket. I mean, this socket fits, but it doesn't have the rubber sleeve inside. I do have one of those, but it doesn't fit this particular size of plug. So I'm gonna have to probably, you know, get some very long needle nose pliers or something and fish the old one out once it's loose. So I'm gonna start with this first one, and once I have them all replaced, then of course the wires are all unique lengths, so those should be pretty easy to fish on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this first one out. All right, I got the first plug out, and it actually doesn't look that bad. I was hoping it would look worse than this, as you can kind of see. It's not too bad. I may have changed these a few years ago. I don't know, I'd have to check my records, but they are the same NGK plugs, and I tend to use those on Japanese cars. So anyway, the new one's gapped. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. And one thing I did forget to buy was anti-seize, but I don't foresee that's gonna be a problem. But it's something you might want to invest in. I know I have someplace, I just don't know where it is right now. So I'm gonna get all the plugs in. All right, I got the old plugs out, the new one's installed. And I'm gonna say that I probably did change these a couple years ago because they're really not that bad. They're just a little dirty. There's some oil down in there. I did change the valve cover gasket when I refinished the valve cover, so there are no active leaks. But anyway, I guess they can't hurt. They're only a couple dollars a piece, so peace of mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the wires one by one at this point. What I like to do is, what I should mention, when I put the plugs in, you can kind of, you don't want to be rough with them at all. You want to basically just tighten them in by hand, and then when you start to feel resistance, I go about another half a turn, and that seems to work out just fine. You know, I don't know specific torque specs, but you definitely, this is not something you don't want to put a lot of force to tighten them. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get the wires opened up and get those installed, and then we'll see if it makes much of a difference. Stay tuned. Got all the new wires on, and it was pretty simple. This pack of wires did come with this little tiny package of dielectric grease. I mean, there's barely enough in here, but I did use some dielectric grease on the metal connection points just to be safe. So there are the old wires, all four of them, and they're pretty old. I know I definitely did not change these. These look like they're kind of old. Plus, I mean, like I said, that one's got the insulation that was not on. And there was another one, I don't remember which one it was. Probably this one. Anyway, another one had like a cut in it or something. So definitely worth changing those. Is it gonna solve the hesitation on this? I have no idea. You know, this is an old car, and it's definitely not in the best condition. Didn't pay a lot of money for it when I got it, and I know it's had at least a few other owners. And this was originally from Arizona, so it's spent its whole life in either southern Arizona and southern California, so it's pretty hot. The climate is definitely warm and dry, and that presents a bunch of different challenges rather than rust. I mean, because when you have hot, dry climate, you know, all the plastics and the rubbers tend to crack, and so you trade rust for some other issues. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this mess cleaned up, and then I'll start it up and see if that helped out. Okay, moment of truth. I'm gonna give it a start. This is gonna be a cold engine, of course, but see if it helped at all. Started right up. Hesitation's still there, but I'm not surprised. But anyway, the wires definitely need to be changed, and it doesn't hurt rather, to change the plug. So I think what I'm gonna do is spend a little more time kind of cleaning this up here. It's been a while since I've really given this a thorough clean. Not that it's too dirty, but you know, I'm gonna get some cleaners out and kind of clean the I know it's coming through probably a lot cleaner than it really is, but a lot of the plastics and stuff are full of just some grime and dust and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a once over. And driving this car is a lot of fun. Doesn't have much power, but that's okay. So I guess that'll do it for now. I've got a bunch more work I need to do on this car, including changing out that door. These power windows are very slow, so I got to deal with those bushings and finish painting the rest of this. Plus, this car needs an exhaust. It's got a rattle after it's warmed up, and it's got the original muffler on it. So let me know if you would definitely like to see more Miata videos. I know I've got a bunch posted in this playlist, but it's been a while since I've done anything with this car. Just because I've got, you know, the Prelude and the Mustang, and of course the Ranger over there. So a lot of cars, a lot of projects to go around. But that'll pretty much do it for now. So as always, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see with this car. Nothing crazy. This is not going to be a high dollar investment. These old Miatas like this aren't worth anything, and you know, you can't really put a lot of money into them. So, but I do intend on keeping this car. So let me know what you want to see. As always, catch you on the flip side. Oh, I just wanted to add, now that this thing is warm, it's actually, the hesitation seems to be almost gone. So that's a good thing. Trying to do this one-handed, but it is running a lot better, a lot more responsive. So I'm happy with the repair I just did.